For guided instruction today, I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to introduce you to the main idea anchor chart. Now, I was looking online for an anchor chart and I felt like this was the most great appropriate for third graders. So when I think of the main idea, I think of who the story is about plus what the story is mostly about, and that tells me the main idea. So most of you will know that Sister Tianya and I, we plug in the equation who plus what to find the main idea. So here's the anchor chart for today or this week. Main idea. Why? It helps us understand what we read. You will always have a main idea of any video or story that you take a look at. And it's very important to identify the main idea before answering your questions. So let's focus on a fiction text. This is a story that is made up and not true. In fiction, you think about what is the story mostly about. Most of the times you can find the main idea in your introductory paragraph or the first couple of sentences in the story. In a fiction story, you will also think about what do I notice over and over? So those things that are repeating, pay attention to repetition, pictures that are repeating, characters that are repeating, problem settings that are repeating. More than one word. The main idea is always more than one word because you have to plug in who the story is about plus what the story is about to find the main idea. Now, in a nonfiction text, these are the stories that are true. It's a little harder to find the main idea of a nonfiction text. So I want you to really take a look at or think about what does the author want me to know about the topic. Most of the time in a nonfiction text, each paragraph will have its own main idea, but there will be one cumulative main idea. What does the author want me to know about the topic? You can find it again in the beginning of the story. It will not always be the first sentence, but it will be in the beginning of the story because that's your hook, that's your introduction, and that's where you'll find your topic. More than one word, first or last sentence can give you a clue. So the beginning of the text and the end of the text, just like in races, you use your topic sentence and you sum it up, connect your last sentence, your summary, your closing sentence to your topic sentence. So you will find the main idea in the beginning of the text. I'm not going to say it's always the first sentence, but it will be in the beginning of the text. Use headings. Now, if you're talking about a chapter book or some type of biography, the heading will always tell you what that chapter or page or paragraph will be about in a nonfiction text. These are some things I want you to think about as you move forward. Next, you will have to read a few stories, I think 4 stories, and identify the main idea of each story. Please remember the equation, who plus what equals main idea. For the next activity, you do not have to write down a story, but I do want you to number your right numbers 1 through 4 or 5, however many stories there are. I do want to see the title, main idea, underline, and I want you to write the main idea of this story is blank. I gave you an example. You don't have to write the story down, but I do want you to identify the main idea of each story. So let's get started.